Hi everyone, welcome back to Falcon's House. This is the Lost Watch vlog. This season will cover Season 3, episodes 18 and 19. A few quick notes before we get started. First, the next show that I will be doing is Breaking Bad, and those videos will start after I finish the Lost videos. The other change I am making is that I'm going to use Wikipedia for the recap sections, as it is allowable by the Wikipedia Terms of Service, as long as I mention that I'm using Wikipedia as a source, which I am. This will only apply to Lost videos for now, so not Westworld, not Breaking Bad initially, not any other shows that I do, just Lost. And if I was getting more views, I could justify the 2 hours of script writing per video that I do, but with the numbers that I get, this 10 to 20 views per video, it's a lot more time efficient for both me and for everybody else to not spend that much time doing it. Then I can work on other videos and work on other content and use my time more efficiently than writing a script for something that's mostly already written, and I'm just going to add my opinions. And I'm not going to read right off of it word for word. I'm re-editing pretty much every paragraph, and I'm still using my own format. So it's probably like 70 or 80% their words, and the rest is my own words. But it'll help with time, it'll help me get more videos out, it'll hopefully make the channel better. And if I was getting a lot more views, say 1,000 plus per video, then I wouldn't need to do this. Then I would be able to be monetized and make it worth my time than just producing videos to produce videos. Like, I have fun producing videos, but the goal, of course, is growth, and there really hasn't been tons of that since I started this series. So while I like producing these series about TV shows, it's not what gets me the most views. So I'm going to use Wikipedia as a source, and I will mention it in the videos that I use it in. I just won't give this huge explanation of it. So without further ado, here is what actually happens in the episodes and my opinions. On the island, Jack asks about Sun's pregnancy, and that makes her suspicious. Sun asks Kate if Jack is loyal. Kate suggests to talk to Juliet, who tells her that pregnant women die on the island. Juliet convinces Sun to live with her to the medical facility where they took Claire. It is revealed that the women who conceived on the island do not survive. Sun says Jin was not able to have kids before coming to the island. Also, that she had an affair with Jay Lee before the crash. She fears revealing these facts to Jin. The tests reveal the conception took place after the crash, so Jin is the father. Juliet secretly leaves a message for Ben on a tape recorder, explaining her findings with Sun and promising to get a sample from Kate. She then stops the tape and whispers, "I hate you." I wonder why women can't have children on the island. What makes this island so special that it prevents this from happening? It does seem like she is legitimately trying to help the women, though, and she's not just trying to do something for Ben or hurt everyone or something. Like, her motivations do seem like they are pure or helpful or something like that. In the flashbacks, we see Sun in a park. A middle-aged woman sitting next to her points out Sun's wedding photograph and Jin in the newspaper, and inquires if that's her. Sun affirms that it is. The woman suggests that it would be embarrassing if the world were to find out that a daughter from the wealthy Pak family had married a man whose mother is a prostitute. The woman demands money as blackmail. Later, Sun asks her husband about his family. He tells her that his mother died when he was a child, and then gives conflicting stories on whether his father died. She then pushes for more information. He grows angry and asks her to drop the issue. Sun visits Jin's father without his knowledge, who confirms the woman's story. He never told Jin his mother was a prostitute and that is still alive, and pleads with Sun not to tell his son the truth. He also mentions that he raised Jin alone and is not even sure if he is the biological father. Sun then visits her father and asks for money. When he demands a reason, she tells him that she has never pried into his affairs, which are clearly illegal, and would like some respect. However, she admits that the money will prevent great shame to coming from someone that she loves. He realizes that she means Jin, and tells her that he will bear the debt by working with him directly. Instead of a floor manager, and so he will become more than just a floor manager. Jin discovers the money in Sun's purse. She concedes she got it from her father, but claims it was just for furniture and their honeymoon. Jin says he doesn't want to be any further in her father's debt, and asks her to return it. She agrees and goes directly to the park where the woman is waiting. She gives her the money, then reveals she knows the woman's identity, that she is Jin's biological mother. The blackmailer callously shrugs this off, and Sun threatens to have her father kill the woman if she reveals her existence to Jin. I think that Sun did the right thing and paid the woman. Whoever her father is dangerous, but he is projecting Jin right now, and also Sun is by keeping this information quiet. So I think she made the right choice. They all made the right choices here, and it's unfortunate that they had to do it that way, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, Desmond, Hurley, Jin, and Charlie are arguing how to care for the lady who parachuted onto the island, Naomi. Hurley accidentally shoots off a flare. Mikhail, thought to have died in an earlier episode, appears shortly thereafter. He attempts to run away from Jin, but Jin is able to catch him. The other three question him, revealing that Saeed, Kate, and Jack told them how he supposedly killed off by the sonic fence. Kyle says he was a field medic and offers to help save Naomi if they promise to let him go. The woman fades in and out of consciousness, at one point asking in Mandarin Chinese what happened. She also tells them in Portuguese that she is not alone. Mikhail seems to understand this, but tells Desmond that she's merely saying thank you. He keeps his word, and they keep theirs. Jin has to stop Mikhail from taking the phone, and Mikhail is allowed to leave empty-handed. Naomi asks Hugo who he is, and Hugo tells him that they were on Oceanic Flight 815. On his response, she says that's not possible, because they found the plane, and there were no survivors. They were all dead. Are they all actually dead on this island? Is that why the babies can't be born here? Because it's not real life? It's hell or heaven or purgatory or something else? I assume Mikhail is still alive because the island can heal people easily. In this episode, the flashbacks are still on the island, not off the island. Kate wakes up during the night next to Sawyer, and she explains that she can only sleep in her own tent. She kisses him goodnight and leaves. Sawyer goes outside to pee, and he talks to Hurley and Jin, who are standing outside a tent. Inside the jungle, Sawyer is confronted by Locke, who has been gone for a week. Locke tells him that he has infiltrated the others' camp and has taken Ben hostage, and he needs Sawyer to help kill him. Sawyer questions why Locke would come to him, and Locke explains that thanks to the others' files they have on all of them, he knows that Sawyer killed a man in Sydney. Locke leaves, and Sawyer follows him. Kate is obviously using Sawyer to get back at Jack. In the flashbacks, we see the past few days of what Locke has gone through. Locke has Ben and Tom, why his father is on the island, and when he ungags him, Cooper bites him. As they leave, Ben invites Locke to join them and prepare to abandon their living quarters, and Locke accepts. A few days later, Locke and the rest of the others set up camp in a clearing in the middle of the jungle. As Locke helps Cindy put up her tent, she tells him the others are excited that he's with them. Ben summons Locke that night and tells him that he must kill his father in order to become one of them. The others have gathered to watch. Locke is unable to kill him, despite his father taunting him. The next morning, while Locke is on a hillside overlooking the camp, Richard joins him. He explains that Ben knew he wouldn't be able to kill Cooper and wanted to embarrass him. He tells Locke that he won't kill his father, then someone else should. Sawyer. The next day, Locke walks to find the others have packed up and are ready to move on. Ben tells him they will leave a trail for him, that he must stay behind with his father and clean up his mess, and that if he doesn't bring his father's body with him, then he better not follow. Back on the island, technically they were still on the island, but back in the future time frame, as Locke and Sawyer go through the jungle, Locke proceeds to talk about certain points of Sawyer's life, causing Sawyer to attack him and threaten him with a knife. He has to know what he is doing because he's good at manipulating people. Locke admits that he cannot bring himself to kill Ben, whereas Sawyer revealed that he killed the wrong person by mistake and didn't mean to kill the man he killed. Locke leads Sawyer to the Black Rock, taking him inside to the brig where a man sits chained, gagged, and hooded. Locke locks Sawyer in the brig with the prisoner, ignoring Sawyer's enraged pleas to unlock the door. Rousseau enters the Black Rock and is surprised to see Locke. She explains that she is looking for dynamite. Locke doesn't give an explanation for his presence or for Sawyer's banging on the door, but he does point her to the dynamite, and she takes a crate and leaves. In the brig, Sawyer threatens to shoot Locke through the door if he won't open it, but Locke tells him that if his gun had bullets, he would have threatened him with it, and not a knife in the jungle. An angered Sawyer removes the prisoner's hood and is startled to see that it is not Ben, but that it is Locke's father. Both are equally confused, but Cooper explains that he was not involved in the car collision. The last thing he remembers was he was involved in a car collision, and then he was lifted into an ambulance as the paramedics placed an IV needle in him. Agreeing with what Naomi claims, that Oceanic Flight 815 crashed in the middle of the ocean and killed everyone on board, meaning that Locke is supposed to be dead. Cooper thinks that this is hell, and is now supposedly seeing his dead son. Cooper explains to Sawyer that he is Locke's father, and that he conned Locke out of a kidney and pushed him out of an 8-story window because he was a nuisance. Suspicious, Sawyer asks for the prisoner of his name. Cooper tells him a con man has many names and begins to list his, including Tom Sawyer. Upon questioning by Sawyer, Cooper reveals to have been to Jasper, Alabama, and Sawyer realizes that this is the Sawyer that he has been looking for his whole life. That he's the one who conned his mother out of her life savings, which caused Sawyer's father to kill Sawyer's mother before committing suicide. Sawyer orders Cooper to read the letter he wrote as a young boy after reading the beginning. Cooper admits he took Sawyer's mother's money out of her own request and tries to convince Sawyer that it's completely Sawyer's dad's fault, that what he did to Sawyer's mother and himself. Enraged, Sawyer demands Cooper finish reading, but he tears the letter to pieces. Sawyer then chokes Cooper to death with his chains. Locke frees Sawyer, who vomits outside. Locke tells him that Juliet is a spy for the others who knows Son is pregnant, and they are planning to raid the camp in 3 days. Locke gives him her tape recorder as proof to present to the other survivors. He tells Sawyer he is not returning with him because he is on his own journey now. So, Locke's gone completely off his own path. He's not necessarily with the others, and he's not necessarily with the survivors. He's just doing his own thing at this point. Locke throws over his shoulder a sack with his father inside and heads into the jungle. This was another major reveal to a previous connection. I had thought about the possibility that they were the same person, and it all lined up based on the ages. But I wasn't really ready to commit to the theory about the connection, and I still don't really know what Locke is up to. Charlie encounters Jack when he goes through the kitchen tent to collect food for Naomi, whose presence in the camp remains unknown to all of the to all the survivors except Charlie, Hurley, Jin, and Desmond. Charlie explains that the camping trip with Desmond, Jin, and Hurley was male bonding. Jack tells Charlie that if they plan another one, to count him in. Back in the tent, Jin gives Naomi the food while Desmond questions whether Jack's loyalties lie with the survivors or the others, and Juliet. Naomi still needs medical attention. The four men decide to let Saeed in on their secret. On the beach, Saeed tells Charlie he admires his decision to not tell Jack about Naomi. Saeed questions Naomi. She explains that Penny hired her to search for Desmond, though she has not met her. She also repeats that the wreckage of Flight 815 was found off the shore of Bali, 4 miles underwater, and that all the passengers on board died. While searching for Desmond, she received coordinates which took her to the middle of the ocean. However, on her return to the search vessel, the island mysteriously appeared out of the cloud cover, and her helicopter lost power as she managed to bail out. Saeed doubts her story and asks for the whereabouts of her helicopter. Naomi, apparently offended, gives Saeed her satellite phone and quips she will not rescue him. I don't trust Naomi, and she does seem to have other plans about what's going on. It is kind of strange, though, that the helicopter just didn't see the island and all of a sudden it appeared, which I guess kind of goes in line with everything else where it's hard to reach the island, or there's you have to enter it on like a certain heading for it to work properly. Back on the beach, Saeed and Hurley try to fix Naomi's radio. Saeed says technology is more advanced than any he has ever seen. He manages to fix it, but the signal is blocked. The noise of the static attracts curious Kate. At first, Saeed is reluctant, but seeing no other choice, he tells Kate about Naomi and asks her not to tell Jack. Kate, however, goes straight to Jack, who is sitting with Juliet on the beach. She has to speak privately to him, but says that whatever she has to say, and he says whatever she has to say can be said in front of Juliet. Kate tells them about Naomi and that he wasn't told because no one on the beach trusts him anymore. Jack and Juliet then debate whether or not to take Kate something. Juliet wants to, but Jack replies, not yet. Thanks for watching. Please share with other Lost fans. I will go back to writing my own recaps if I get to 1,000 subs, which is a long way off, but it is a good goal for the channel.